now these stages, the alien themed stages, are something that I don't think they might have asked whoever had the rights of Alien IP to use these kind of quite distinct visual designs. But just look at those monster profile. It's very distinct where that design was taken from from German-speaking area of the world, which is quite large, at least in the European sense. But they got these tongue things which instantly kill you, which are so yeah. And the music is just so dreary and dour and unpleasant that it's gonna really tell you that this is not the nice place to go. So yeah, you wanna avoid all those big tongue things coming up. And of course there's also this kind of things which also kill you instantly. Face hugger things. Yep, alien and the eggs. They really wanted to make sure that yeah, this is not a nice place to not the nicest place to go. But luckily there's quite much of yeah, these stages are not the most easy. They're actually really quite difficult, mostly because of the quite liberal usage of insta-killing things. That thing is not insta-killing thing, that's just a weird monster. And I personally don't like insta-killing traps in games which, well, they are classic thing, and of course all kinds of pits with spikes, bottomless pits, high force. Of course it depends on genre. But generally I'd say that yeah, and in that sitting on the lower jaw gives you a big chunk of damage. Oh, there's so much of things in these final stages which are that careful approaching with liberal shooting of anything you see ahead of you is extremely recommended. And not just jumping ahead because of all those deadly tongue monster, deadly tongues these things spit out. But luckily they come with a rhythm, so there really isn't much of reason to worry about them being, in a sense, unfair. Once you have spotted them, they are there easily. They are there and easily spotted and avoided. But before that happens, they may be real nasty because, well, you never know it ahead. That does the head have that kind of instant killing bite happiness or not? But in this phase, Buzzsaw Blade just moves through all these things. No, there's one more. And one more. What? Yep. The level of difficulty in Turrican 2 in these final stages amps up quite a lot. And Hulspec went to compose music which really tells that this is not a friendly place to be in. Intimidating pacing, almost heartbeat like pacing, these weird throaty sounds. Yeah, this is about as horror music as it could be at this platform stage and all that. Yeah, mince those things up. Yeah, no reason to even bother with those egg things anymore once they spewed out their contents. Just get through there. Those things. Oh shit, yeah. Precision jumping in this game is a bit of awkward thing to achieve. Especially when there's all that kind of things. Those thingamajiggeries high up in the air which cause damage if you hit them from below, and you have to do a real jump. How there would be all these kind of extra things. Yeah, this pop-up smartphone, which, despite its name, is not really that intimidating ability. It should be something like it's gonna wipe out everything in screen. It's gonna get out of jail free card that you would have very limited use of, because if you would have, or something like that. But in this game, it really doesn't provide that big of a punch that you would want it to provide. And yeah, you are not that intimidating, and it's real not. And what's the? You could say a bit of a. It wasn't completely obvious then to something like a 10-year-old me, slightly above 10, but. Now it is that this game has really cramped view, because, well, Turrican doesn't actually remain at the center of the stage. There's quite lots of empty space that you actually fill or go through before you actually screen start to scroll, which makes it makes enemy spawns happen quite near you. Ah, damn it. Which of course makes it so that the enemies usually are right in front of your face when you actually spot them, and can of course get to react to them and start shooting at them. Which I say, it really doesn't play well with this kind of genre. In shooter, you want to be very aware where you are going, level of action that the perils and all that you must be able to. Fuck that. Yeah, insta killers thing, and no ability to hit with the block. Really annoying thing. And I really hope that this is the right. It feels like I'm going to the right direction. Yeah. Yeah, be very careful about these. Tricky platforming. But luckily there's none of these platforms move, and the rhythm of these death grabbers is completely regular, so there's really no reason to be worried about. And of course, in these cramped conditions, the big beam attack you can blast across the screen doesn't give you really so much of ability to hit things because of, well, there's so much obstacles blocking your big death beam.
Power line, shield, surround, power up.
I did manage to avoid getting a worse weapon. Yeah, this stage is very plodding in its pace. It's not fast, it's actually you have to be very careful and methodical getting through it. Which is quite interesting little, you could say, change of pace. Yes, but it's not necessarily always. I would have preferred this kind of plodding stage to be, or much more ploddingly paced level being right at the beginning of the game more than at the end. But right at the end they give you a bit of upgrades when you go to the final stage. And much faster paced music.
Multiple laser.
With a completely new kind of gimmick as well. There are these stopping platforms that you have to make use of.
Laser.
So yeah, fast-paced, exciting music to tell that the conflict is approaching the end. It's a real nice shift of tone when compared to the plodding, heavy horror-style music of the previous stage and the pacing. This is fast and fun, which is kind of idea that when you wanna leave a good lasting, good final impression, you want a final stage to be fun and exciting, not plodding, heavy and weary. That is how that would be my idea of gameplay. That you don't put the heavy and plodding stage to the end. You put it, or better say, you don't put it right at the end. You put it. It might be of the final part of the later stages, yes, but you don't put it to the complete end. You don't end your game with a heavy plodding pace end level. Nothing too complex platforming challenges in this. Which is also quite nice to notice that there's nothing really too excessively complicated into this. Just get familiar with this platform, which have a numbering to tell you that how they go. Then just keep getting upwards and upwards. And there's not even much of enemies in here, so this is just pure platforming fun in this stage, which is I find to be a real nice design choice by Manfred Schmidt, main designer of this game. And you might say also he must be the father of Turrican game. Beam attack, or we say not beam, puzzle attack. and face the machine. The final boss of the game. There's a death pit, ugly music, and he's big! But him being big doesn't mean he's dangerous. But he is dangerous. But yeah, that's what he does. He just plots around the screen, looking real scary. Yeah, for a final boss, he really is quite solid design. As in, he looks scary, he's got a spooky scary music theme, and he's already killed! And thus far, the machine has been annihilated. With a big explosion falling down from him. Yeah. Unimpressive monstrosity. Yeah, and the final 4 bonuses. Yeah, you got extra lives, stuff, diamonds. But for modern gameplay player, that doesn't really matter on any of those. Revenge has been achieved, but the machine is dead. Ren Maguire can rest in peace, or whatever. And that was also the machine's case. And it's now blown to bits. Just because, hey, a nice ending music as well. And some vaguely, badly, silly written story. Yeah. Yeah, Turrican suit allows to intergalactic travel, or at least interstellar travel. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, you won. Winner is you. Oh, Holger Schmidt was the main designer. Turrican 2, the final fight. Although I found that name to be quite silly. Just another name for a game. Oh yeah. And this game is 1 month old. Manfred Renz. Oh yeah, all the German team to do it. Yeah. German, Deutsche Präzision, or if you wanna do it. We're technically extremely good, but not so fancy when it comes to gameplay, innovations and all that. And of course, crazy huge specs, magnificent music style in this game. That's why this game is remembered. Yeah, of course, crazy respect is, well, I'd say he's one of the more better composers at this early 16-bit era, especially when it's a matter of European stuff. And this much I can see there's only one other Let's Play of Turrican 2 in YouTube incomplete, so I guess I was going to something like unknown territories. But this game is, or Turrican series in general, despite being good, is much more of a matter of cult classic and damn fine music than really fancy gameplay. Sorry, still having that remnants of cough. Damn fine. Oh yeah, end credits just running around, blah 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 blah. Maybe some bizarre German humor as well, but not much of anything like that. Bugs and other animals. Yeah, they're humorous. characters in order of appearance. Ren Maguire, Turrican, W. Alker, S. Snake, Robot, Fright, Fred Fish, Older Dash, yeah, Starface, all kinds of really funny names for the enemies without any kind of idea what they actually were. So this is H.R.G. Iger. Yeah, they did admit it. Yeah, they were humorous about it, or at least admitted that, yeah. Yeah, Germans, well, if you steal from the best and admit it. That's the, in that kind of design, so it matters. If you steal from the best and admit it. These are over 30-year-old readings. Guys are not really old now. If you guess them, they would be something like 20s to 30s. They would not be in the 50s or 60s. These innovators from these guys. So, time really it goes, and video games at early 90s had already been established as a solid form of media, not yet as a solid form of art or storytelling system, but a solid form of entertainment. You could say solid games or solid toys or whatever, however you wanna call it. Yeah, Factor 5, Amiga, or Turrican or Super Final, we should say Super Nintendo. Yeah, those guys were really good. Not the most innovative, but damn fine dudes. And well, this is the end of this Let's Play. And that's all of that. The end. Nice looking sight. Victory is mine.